Today I will be showing you how to use Cloudinary with WordPress. So Cloudinary is what is called a CDN, or Content Distribution Network. What that means is that instead of the information that you have, such as pages or images, etc., being on your WordPress site, they're actually in a CDN, which is a completely different server. The benefit of that is that WordPress, whenever the information from a computer pulls from WordPress, that information goes to the computer, but much of the data that is static, such as like images and things like that, comes from the CDN instead of from WordPress. So what you basically get is information that goes from WordPress to the computer and from your CDN to the computer. Cloudinary works with images only. It doesn't actually take the information from WordPress and put it in a CDN. All it does is take your images that you have in each WordPress post that you want to use and stores them in Cloudinary, which then allows you to have them be sent to a computer when somebody comes to your WordPress site. So someone comes to your WordPress site, what they're seeing is your information from WordPress, and the images come from Cloudinary. Now this is really great for two reasons. One is that images load much faster on a dedicated CDN, and the amount of memory or CPU or whatever demands that are placed on WordPress are lessened a great deal, and that results in more a speedier site, and it also means that your images will load faster. The result for the person who is visiting your site is that your site loads faster. Of course, they don't have any idea what's really going on here between WordPress and Cloudinary. All they know is that your site loads faster. So the process is pretty simple, and I'll show you how it works. But when you use Cloudinary, you take your images that come from, let's say your iPhone, and you load them up into Cloudinary using WordPress. Now, you can actually load images into Cloudinary first, and Cloudinary has some functionality between Facebook and Twitter, which is really nice. But for the purposes of what we're doing here, you want to upload your images into Cloudinary from your WordPress. Now, for this demonstration that I'm going to do, there are two different places that you can upload your images into Cloudinary, and I'm going to show you probably the one that's going to matter to you the most, and that is how do you take an image that is like on your computer, or it could be from a phone or wherever, and load it up into Cloudinary. Quite simple. Ordinarily, you would go to the Add Media button whenever you go to add a picture, but instead of that, you're going to click Cloudinary Upload Insert. You click on that. By the way, one of the things you need to do is you need to be signed into Cloudinary. Like here, I can see that I'm signed in here in Cloudinary. And after you do that, you click Cloudinary Upload Insert. And then here you have a couple options. One is you can choose the URL that the image comes from. Remember that you want to make sure that you have the rights to use the image that you're going to be uploading, or you can select the file. In standard mode, it looks like this. You can either drag and drop your files here or click Select Files. I'm going to click Select Files. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and upload this image here. Now, this is a really big image. This one is 1100, if you can see this in the little sneak preview here, 1100 pixels, 1133 pixels wide. That's too big for normal WordPress. Now, what you would normally do is open this image up and then resize it, but with Cloudinary, it will do that for you when you tell it. So here's how to do this. You double click on the image to upload it, or select and click open. And then as it's uploading, it will show you something like this. I have seen a couple times when I get an error message here, and it says something about the timing. There's like an error message that appears here. All I have to do is just click refresh, and it works just fine. So here is the image. This is an old image. By the way, it's not new. So you see here that it shows 1100 pixels wide right here, right? So I like to tell people that really you want to think about the best size for your images in general. Thumbnails should be less than 250 in size, probably 200, and most images need to be 500 pixels wide for the most part. There may be times like a header when you want an image that's going to be smaller. So I changed the width, and it automatically changed the height here. Now there are a couple other options. There's cropping, padding, fill, limit, these sort of things. And also there's really nice like special effects, like you can do, let me see here, like a sepia effect on a picture. And I can click this to see what it will look like with these changes to it. See, there's a nice little sepia image of the same thing. So you can apply, different types of effects, and you can also apply resizing and cropping. And one of the things that I found is that it's a little difficult to both crop and resize. So if you have an image that needs to be cropped and resized, one of the things that you may want to do is either do it outside of Cloudinary using something like iPicky or Paint.net. But I think that you could get away with cropping it first and then saving it in Cloudinary and then reopening that image and then resizing it. I had to do that a couple times. So cropping and resizing together are a little funky. This is actually a brand new plugin, so it's really great. It has a couple limitations, but for what it does, it's really fantastic. Also, you can see here, add an overlay. So like if you had like a little logo, like a bug that you would put here in your image, you could put that in. There's also there's plenty of options. So anyways, let's say that this is our image. I can go ahead and put a link. Let's say, for example, we're going to link to a shopping cart or something like that. I could put a link right in here, and I can also set the alignment in advance to left, center, and right. And this works really well, which is really great. So I'm going to set this as a left alignment, and then I just click Insert into Post. Now you notice that this is the link. If I need to use this with, say, a thumbnail, if I need to provide a thumbnail link to this image, I can just right-click on that and then copy it to my clipboard, insert this into the post, and then it will be available. Okay, now, if I were to start by clicking my featured image first, I could not actually load this into Cloudinary. So if I click Set Featured Image, I would not be able to load this into Cloudinary. I actually have to load it into my blog first and then go to Featured Image. And I've had a couple times where, and you just click it. It's very easy. You just click it and notice that the size of it, it says 500 by 362. So it's already resized. So I could set this as the featured image. But as I was saying, I've had a couple times when, even though I tried to set this as the featured image, it wasn't available, even though I had loaded it in here. Problem solved very simply. Save the draft after you have loaded it into the body of the text here, and then it will show up when you click, featured image. Now, I don't know if you see this or not, but the image itself is not there, which is really kind of odd. But anyways, so I'm saving my draft. There it is. So that's all that there really is to using this program. It's really, not all that difficult. Now, you may have an issue where you have an image that is already in your blog post, and you want to move it up into Cloudinary. Oh, by the way, you can, from here, you can actually use the normal edit image, you know, to do certain things like put in your link URL and change the alignment. But do not use this here. Using this resize image is what places a demand on the memory and CPU of your WordPress. Don't do this. Always resize your images first, and using Cloudinary, it's quite simple. So as I was mentioning to you, one of the things that you want to do is, if you have this image here in your blog already and it's not in Cloudinary, here's all you need to do. All you need to do is just right click on it and then do Save Image As, and then you just upload it in the same way. So one of the things that you could do if you wanted to was go to your library. Let's say that, for example, you have images that are already in your blog and you want them to be available in Cloudinary. All you need to do is just, you know, select all your images like so, and then you just choose Upload to Cloudinary. Once you've uploaded them to Cloudinary, it doesn't automatically take the images that are in your blog posts and embed them from Cloudinary. You have to do that one by one. I know it's a real drag having to go back to all of your blog posts and re-upload your images into Cloudinary, but you can do it faster by using this, uploading them all to Cloudinary, and then whenever you go and you create yourself a new post, you click Cloudinary, Upload Insert, and you'll see here's all your images. So if I had an image that was in here already, then I can easily just go ahead and upload them. So let's say that, you know, I want to upload this image right here. It's already uploaded to Cloudinary. All I have to do to insert it, it's 300 pixels wide. I just click Insert Post, and there it is. So that's, you know, I know that if you have blog posts where there are already images in there, that it's an extra step. But the advantage of it is that your blog will load faster, and you'll have a less of a demand on the memory and CPU usage on the server, which means that if you have ever had any problems with your blog not loading fast enough or not loading at all because you've got too many big images, then this will solve the problem. So thank you very much for watching this little video, and I hope that you use Cloudinary. By the way, you should know Cloudinary is free, but once you reach a certain threshold, there is a monthly fee for it, which is not much. But the important thing is that if you have a lot of big images and that sort of thing, you know, the value that you get out of it is really tremendous. So it's not required that you use Cloudinary. Is it a good idea? Absolutely. It's really awesome. I'm so glad that they came out with it. Again, they just came out with it in May of 2013, and I am super delighted that it exists. It's really, I've been looking for a really good CDN solution, and this is a very easy one to use, and it will handle, you know, basically, you know, what I need it to handle for my blog and for all of the blogs that are associated with mine. So thank you very much for watching the video, and if you have any questions, as always, you can reach me through Facebook. Just send me a private message, and I'll be very happy to answer any questions that you have about Cloudinary.